Good morning, everybody. That time of the week again when I sit down with the local leader on the RDA Central West Business Leaders Breakfast. Joining me in the hot seat this morning, I have Jerone Bodiam, the Regional Manager of ICN Central West. Jerone, welcome to breakfast.
Thank you. Thanks, Sam.
Great to have you here, mate. Look, the Industry Capability Network, it's a very important portal linking, local businesses with major projects across our region. But for those that don't know, can you tell us a little bit about your connection to the Central West, Jerone, and then a little bit about the role of ICN?
Well, my connection in the Central West is I've lived here for 36 years, moved out of Sydney 36 years ago.
Almost a local.
Yeah, almost. We decided to get out of Sydney to have children, and we thought this is the place to do it. I lived in Orange for 10, 12 years, lived in Cargo for another 5 or 6 years, Canowindra for 10, 12 years, and now I live in Parks.
How's the Central West changed over that period? What are some
Orange
of the things?
has changed hugely. I mean, just the sheer population growth has been amazing in Orange. But generally, the feeling's still good here. People are still good. The influx of people is definitely noticeable in as far as the type of people and who's coming to the Central West. Most of the towns are growing well and steadily. With the projects and events that are going to be happening through the next 5 years or so throughout the Central West, will grow hugely.
And I guess that's probably a nice segue, into the role of ICN, because you've been here for 36 years, and I think ICN's probably been operating for about the same period.
Almost, yeah.
Yeah, but tell us, what's the role of ICN and how are they supporting local business and local procurement across our region?
The main role of ICN, although we have some other things we do, but the main role is to make sure that small to medium enterprise businesses, in other words 1 to 200 employees, get to register their interest on large projects that are happening throughout the Central West. We list, most of the projects we list are 20 million and above, and are multiple business type projects. In other words, we don't list, for instance, there was a pet food factory that's being built in Parks at the moment. That's one contractor doing that. There's not a lot of point in listing that. We list projects that need multiple type of businesses working on them, and we make it very simple for those companies to register an interest in doing work on those projects.
And what excites you, about the ICN portal, and why does it play such an important role, not just for buyers, but also for suppliers,
It does excite me because I've been involved with other companies that I've worked for and have had dealings with relatively large projects that come to country towns and nobody even gets a look in. I've seen $5 million projects come to country towns and the expenditure in the local town is almost zero. They come, they go. That's the main thing we try and, not so much stop, but we try and make sure that the locals know about the project, so they're involved with the project, and if they want to get involved in the project, that they can. And by listing their capabilities, by them putting a profile on Gateway, their information gets to the contractors that are doing these projects. Yeah,
absolutely, and it's all about that circular economy, and maximising the local procurement value of those big projects, so you can have those flow-on economic benefits that multiply effect for our region. How do you, as a regional manager, Jerone, build that awareness about some of those project opportunities with local suppliers across our region?
I door knock. Sometimes it's difficult to make people believe that I'm there doing it and I'm not trying to sell them something. We do lots of social media. Gateway is extremely well known. I mean, we have 85,000 contractors on our portal now. A lot of word of mouth. A lot of people find out through me, because a lot of the other type of tender organisations like TenderLink and so on, they take our information and put it on their site. So my name appears there. Contact-wise, I would take 20 to 30 phone calls a week from companies all over the state and interstate too sometimes about projects. We try and inform, we do briefing sessions in towns. like what we're doing now. I've got another one for the RMS in Parks later this month. That's a briefing. I'm also doing one for the Parks Bypass on the 20th of this month. So honestly, we just get out there and talk to the companies. I deal with the councils, I deal with the business community as far as when they have meetings and so on. I try and attend those. So we try and just let everybody know who's in business what we're about and what we do.
And I guess what are some of those major projects, I guess, that are out there at the moment, or what are some of those opportunities that might be available through ICN at the moment, and what kind of type of businesses can access the ICN Gateway portal?
Okay, any business with an ABN can access, period. There are packages that you can purchase on ICN, but in most cases the free service is what will suit most small to medium enterprise businesses.
So it is a free service out there for all those businesses tuning in this morning?
It definitely is. It's a free service. A lot of very large companies, tier 1 contractors and so on, will take big packages because they want other abilities to be able to search for companies and search for company names and so on. But if you have an ABN, you can register a company on ICN, the gateway. The real thing is it's relatively simple. You just simply put a profile on there. It's important you get the profile right.
Is that something that ICN and your team can support, suppliers with? Because sometimes they get a bit overwhelmed, going through these online processes.
Every day I help companies do that. We have cheat sheets that I can send them information on on everything, on how to do capability statements, on how to search Gateway and look for work, how to set their profile up properly. I review people's profile every week. They'll ring me and say, I've just finished doing the profile, can you have a look? And I might make some suggestions. I can't change anything for them because of the Privacy Act, but I definitely can help them with suggestions on the way they word things, the way they do things.
What have been some of your proudest achievements, or those great success stories about local businesses that might have said to you, Jerone, over the journey, I can't be bothered, it's too hard, and then fast forward, a couple of years, 12 months, whatever, they get a project, how's it changed their local business and how's it changed the local communities?
That's a really good point, Sam, because a lot of companies, the problem is in the country, and maybe it's good or bad, I'm not sure, we used to do business with a handshake across the fence. It just can't happen. It can't happen like that on big projects. There is paperwork that has to be done. There are licenses. There are all sorts of different things that sometimes have to be done to work on these big projects. It is 95% of the time always worthwhile. Sometimes the paperwork is extensive. It might take a small business with 10, 20 employees or whatever, a day or two to do the paperwork. But to simply have your name registered with that then, to have it registered with that tier 1 contractor is a good thing. Because these are ongoing projects. These are people that are going to be coming back and they're going to have lists of companies and so on that they will then contact. One of the big ones, for instance, is the Country Regional Network Maintenance, which has just been taken over by a company called UGL. That's a $10 billion project that happens throughout the entire Central West New South Wales. And that's just maintaining the country rail link. There are multiple companies that they use, and I'm talking multiple. So anyway, sorry to go back, I get carried away, sorry about that.
You got a passion, it's good to hear this morning. But look, what we will do is we might change tack a little bit and hit Jerone with our Fast Five, and then we'll come back to a little bit more because I want to delve a little bit further into those work packages and how it operates and what it means for local business. But Jerone, we've coming out of COVID, there's some fantastic, regional tourism happening at the moment. But what's one of those regional locations in regional Australia you just would love to get to?
I've actually done a lot of travelling in Australia. I'm very lucky, and I travel Australia more than I do overseas. I like it. But Broome is somewhere I haven't been yet, and I'm pretty keen to go to Broome.
Yeah, look, it sounds pretty nice, especially as we get into winter in the Central West. I think Broome's a pretty attractive proposition. Favourite band or album?
That would be singer Elton John or probably Phil Collins.
Yeah, good couple. Yeah, don't mind either of those. I'm not going to ask you to sing any songs this morning. Dream dinner guests, 3 of them. So if they're going to come over to make it an entertaining and enjoyable night.
Billy Connolly would be the first
that
I would have. I love the man. And it'll be a regret of mine that I've never actually seen him live before he was getting quite old. Valentino Rossi.
Yeah, okay. You like your you do like your motorbike racing. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a motorbike rider. And strangely enough, and even surprises me when I think about it, Julia Bishop.
Okay.
She's someone that's always impressed me in politics. I think it's
Quite
a disappointment that she's not in it anymore.
Quite a diverse group there, but I think at least if
It'd
you've
be
got
an interesting conversation.
it would be. I think at least with Billy Connolly there, we'll be pretty
Always stay
entertaining.
lighthearted.
Absolutely. Favourite sporting code or team?
Look, I'm a superbike man, GPs, also the Dakar.
Okay, really? Okay, nice. Hidden gem of the Central West. So this could be a person, a place, a venue, and when you've got visitors coming into our region, it's somewhere you think they might not know about it, but you love taking them there.
Actually, Wayne the Dam is where I normally take. If the weather's cooling, I've got a small boat and we go and play over there a bit. And I think it's something that will be developed over the next 4 or 5 years and will become really a fantastic place.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a major project that on RDA Central West you're really watching closely, and I think it's going to have some fantastic economic benefits for our region as that continues to develop. Now, talking about major projects and economic opportunities for our region, I just wanted to get back a little bit to the different work packages that you and the team at ICN promote. You've talked briefly at the top of the interview about the sizes, but can we go back to that? And I guess, can multiple businesses come together to put in requests? Because I know if you're a small to medium business, sometimes you might think, oh, that's a $20 million project, we don't have the capability for it. But sometimes you said, I think to me off air, that they can cut down those projects into smaller work packages.
Oh yeah, certainly can. In fact, I'm in the process with one of the projects, the Inland Rail project, Narrabri to North Star, where I'm discussing with John Holland on how to break some of those packages up, because that's an $800 million project. So a lot of very large companies involved, but it's also in the middle of nowhere. So they're going to use the local abilities as much as they can. Companies can join forces, definitely can. Even you have, actually, I think it's 12 or 13 companies in Orange that have done that and have successfully bid for many big tenders by joining forces. I think they were involved with the Olympics, doing a lot of work in the Olympics. There is ways that they can also set themselves up, so they mightn't deal with the tier one who was doing the major project, but they might deal with 2 or 3 of the subcontractors. So even though they might even only be a one-man show, that doesn't mean that they don't have access to the project, depending on what they do. Yeah,
absolutely. And as you said, it's just about giving people at the headline an opportunity to engage in these major projects, coming together, and as we said earlier, it's about that flow-on economic benefit for the region. The more of these major projects that we can see work coming into the local community is fantastic. It's something that RDA Central West, and I know a lot of the other RDAs across Australia are really focusing on at the moment, is that local procurement. We touched on it earlier before, but can you think over the last 35 years that ICN's been in operation and you've been involved, not that whole period, but can you think of some great local examples of those businesses that have engaged with ICN and it's led to them getting some pretty good work over the journey?
Oh, look, there are so many. There really are. If you look at one of the projects that's going on at the moment is the Momentum Change project in Dubbo. They're just recently awarded a couple of packages to local businesses. There's actually one in Orange here that actually won $1 million work package from them. There is a chap in Borough I was only speaking to the other day. He went from 2 employees to 60 employees in a matter of 3 months on working on the wind farm down there, the Dangler wind farm. There are companies like one of the small cleaning companies in Parks that is now, who used to just do household cleaning, is now doing commercial cleaning, doing the solar farms. They concentrate on doing the housing of that at the solar farms. They're finding that very successful. There is companies who do the slashing and the spraying and the weed control and so on. Most of the locals will always benefit from that sort of thing. All of these even smaller projects, and I call like Jerones Solar Farm, that was an $80 million project. That's a small project compared to what's happening and what's going to happen. but there were multiple companies, local companies that got work on that, and local people got employment on that.
Which is fantastic, and as you said, it's just such a diverse range of different skills and businesses and suppliers that are required. So if you're interested, we'll put the details up for sure for the ICN Gateway. We'll put Jerone's details up after this morning's chat, because it's a fantastic free resource that's available to local businesses in our region to engage with, and it might just lead to your business prospering and growing into the future. Before we finish up this morning, Jerone, can we just run through one more time, I guess, the process for interested suppliers to go through to engage with ICN? What's the easiest way for them to do that?
The easiest way is if you just Google ICN, Gateway will come up. That will get you onto the actual portal. It's very simple to register then, to actually set up for a register a profile. It will take you about 20 minutes to put a basic profile on there. I'd like to see a little bit more information on that, so maybe a good half an hour or so. That's giving your information about your company, about what you do, where you're willing to travel to, what machinery you might have. Please never hesitate to contact me if you need help. That's what I'm there for. That's what I get paid for. Once you've done that, you can then search for projects. You can either search by area, by name of project, several different ways. If there is, once your company is certified, so we then check your ABN and so on, and you're then registered. Once that's done, it is a very simple thing to put in expression of interest on a project. It's a matter of ticking a box, answering. Most companies will have some basic questions like your insurances, if you've worked on major projects before, are you Indigenous owned, things like that. Very simple stuff. Once that's done, it's submitted, that's it. Your details then come to me depending on what the project is and how large and so on, every week or every 6 weeks or every 4, depending on the company. I then put all those expressions of interest together, separate them into the work packages and send them to the company, so they then have your details. Keep in mind, it is important to make sure that your profile really tells who you are. Don't be shy about who you are. If you're a good company, you believe you deserve work on these jobs, make that obvious in your profile. You know what you're doing, you want to work, this is what I do.
Easy as that. So there you have it. Nice way to finish up, Jerone. Don't be shy. Tell us about the capabilities that you've got. Who knows where it might lead, I guess, for future opportunities, especially through ICN. And as you said, Jerone, earlier, there's some major projects coming down the pipeline in the Central West over the next few years. So there could be some fantastic opportunities for local business. Jerone, thank you so much for your time this morning in this week's RDA Business Week Business Leaders Breakfast. Fantastic to learn more about you, fantastic to learn more about ICN and the fantastic resource that's available to local businesses. But for everybody else, hope you have a great day, a great weekend. We'll see you same time next week, but until then, have a great day. Thanks so much.
Thank you.